Guys, we're back, and I would like to say I am fresh off the biggest media moment of my career.
Wow.
So as you guys may have known, when I was just a young boy fresh out of Akron, Ohio, I stumbled into a career on MTV. Mm-hmm. Since been featured on things like Punk'd and all sorts of other episodes.
Yeah.
But yesterday was the biggest one of my life.
Wow. What were you on?
I was on a little show called The Roundup.
Little is correct.
What?
Don't call it little.
Little is correct.
Okay, I was on a huge show.
There it is.
Huge. I was on The Roundup. I made it. So the bookers finally allowed me.
Great.
I was the third in line. So obviously, I know out of three of us, I know where I stand in importance.
We were thinking about putting Tim on before you.
Yeah, for real. I'm surprised
Tim was unavailable.
Six. So you know, I am last picked for kickball here, but I made it, and you know, thank you guys, and it's a great thing you got going. Everyone, go check it out. It's on our IGTV and on YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah, it's great.
We really found out some questionable things he does till 3 a.m. on weeknights and weekends now.
Tune in to the Roundup.
Yeah.
He's up
find
till
out.
3 a.m. and
Yeah.
orders.
Well, I saw it. I'm not going to
He orders Postmates.
Tune into The Roundup, and you can see how I'm going to waste my life away.
Literally.
And hear about Pete talking shit about Rob Dyrdek.
Yeah.
He threw some shots at him.
Pete's
one
got some
slipped.
shots fired.
Yeah.
And considering Pete really fucked up yesterday, I don't think he should be talking.
Yeah, Pete just, number one, can we talk about how Pete just completely went dark?
He went-
fucked up and then went dark for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Not-
was like 6 p.m.
and then
I think.
and then he drops out my B. What is my B?
The next morning.
My bad.
Yeah, how
I
about-
know what it means, but that is not. Wait, that's not an apology.
That's have the
What did
respect
he-
to spell it out. Hey.
Yeah.
Just say my bad. I royally fucked up.
It's like the equivalent of TY. You might as well say fuck you.
Yeah, you might as well
FY.
just say fuck you.
Wow, the tables have turned.
Since I'm his co-star now, I have to defend him. He gets in at 7 a.m. He works till 7 p.m. He doesn't respond to a text at 8
But
p.m.
it's-
Not
he gets,
approved.
he gets roasted for it.
I'll tell you.
I got you, Pete.
I'll tell you why it's a big fumble.
A butt fumble.
Because I say a lot of very reckless things
You do?
off the camera.
Not you.
And on camera.
But
you have
it's
said
way
worse
worse
things.
It's way worse off
Yeah.
camera.
Career ending. He won't be a professional
Now, what
podcaster
was said
anymore.
on there was not career ending.
No,
and you have
but
said
it
far
just-
worse. And I'm not defending myself because I did fuck up. And I
But it's
apologize.
not. Yeah, I didn't say anything on that. My concern now becomes if that was a Zoom call we were having as a team, and we were talking about something, and
Right.
you were obviously working on a video, which is fine. But the problem is if I had said something really crazy,
Yeah.
it would have. You obviously would be gone.
And so would you.
You
gotta
got to explain
start
to
a new
everyone what happened.
business.
Yeah. So what happened was there was a video posted on Instagram of some guy drinking like a 5-gallon margarita, and the audio wasn't the actual video. The audio was me talking on a Zoom call.
And how did that
private
happen? Was it a
Zoom
screen recording, Pete?
Yeah. So I just, whenever I see stuff like that, I just screen record, crop, and then repost.
Yeah, and you obviously don't check.
But keep in mind, Pete has launched a YouTube video of one of our episodes with us talking shit for 5 minutes before it started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Love
somebody
that.
else caught it, and we had to go get it deleted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, I honestly think with the way he's been behaving lately and like these ads he's doing on the Roundup, I think he's purposely trying to sabotage us. He thinks he can soar right into the couch.
Or he's burnt out and he doesn't know how to handle his job.
Or he wants to collect that $32 an hour. I mean, Taylor's writing a whole newsletter about you can make $32 an hour being unemployed right now.
Yeah.
So maybe Pete saw that.
There's some alternatives out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you, what were you doing yesterday afternoon?
I don't know. I don't know how I missed a text. Like, honest to God, we just did the Roundup. I was busy doing that. And then it must have just got lost in my text. And I don't remember seeing any of those texts. Like, I did not realize it till this morning when I came in and started looking. I was like, why are they saying my name? And I started scrolling back up. I was like, oh, fuck, what did I do? And I was like, oh, I didn't even.
My B.
And then he
So
responded.
were you texting other people last night, or you just put your phone down?
How many texts do you get?
I don't know.
I get way more texts than you do. I can guarantee you by like a factor. of
Weird
like-
flex, but okay.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
it's-
I wasn't.
It's not a flex. My point is, it's completely
For-
unexplainable to miss it.
No, I'm saying like I wasn't getting notifications for it. So if I'm not getting notifications and it just starts sliding down, then I'm just not even going to see when I check my text.
How many Costa Bravas did you have?
I had 3, but like I was fine. And it was for the
weed?
sake of the zero weed. I don't like really smoke weed.
I talked to another friend who works for a weed company who said that he was
Yeah.
trying to work out a weed deal with
Yeah.
you.
He wants
Wow.
to get a plug over here. I said, kind of full right now, but
That's
we'll
not
see.
what I heard.
Yeah.
I heard you were very receptive.
Oh, okay.
I'll suck you.
Okay, well, anyway, that's Pete. So, quarantine, not really sure how it's going for Pete. It's a little up in the air. I will say at work, he's been great.
I
To Taylor's
do
point,
work like
He does
9
work.
hours a day for
He
you
does.
guys.
That's
I do want to
true.
make that clear.
He does.
6 times a week.
And you read our ads. We're very
Sometimes
thankful.
7.
We get it. But listen,
I have no life outside of this.
Point
That was
Exactly.
what you signed up for.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
that's where the
we
problem
should-
lies.
Yeah.
The
Where?
life outside of this.
Yeah.
We got to get rid of that.
I mean, lack of. There's nothing really to get rid of.
If you honestly gave up 5 years of your life right now, right?
Sure.
Because what would you be doing? You'd just be a fucking
You
idiot
just
anyways,
always
right?
think the worst,
So
though.
5 years, if you gave up, your whole life would change.
Isn't that what Gary Vee says? Isn't that
what
like
am
a
I?
Gary
What
Vee
am I?
thing?
That's what I'm doing.
I don't know, but you were playing
last
with your
night-
life when you recorded my conversation.
You mean when I was
You're
working?
literally
You
taking
mean-
a knife and flipping it in the air and punching it in your face.
Yeah, I should really stop working while I'm working because when I
No, but
work
maybe
while
that-
I'm working, I
Look
work
at the
too much.
sassy he is.
Yeah, but maybe that's
Might be.
maybe
Might be.
you're inefficient by doing that.
Or I'm highly efficient.
No, but in this case, if I had
The
said,
one case out
You
of
can't
a
just
million
say the
cases.
opposite.
yeah,
Why?
Or I got an idea.
There's
for
two
you.
sides. There's two sides to every bed.
I
That's
know,
what
but
I'm
the
saying.
problem is
We're laying in a big ass
you
bed
don't
here.
understand it. You're not mature enough to understand it.
I'm fully aware.
Pete, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, listen, let me just give you a lesson. Early on, when you're this young in your career, you got to learn to just say, you're right.
I know I said
take
my
the
B.
I'll do better.
I said my B.
I think you've just been arguing with us for the last 5 minutes.
I just want to put some respect on my name.
Well,
That's
you
all.
don't get that. You earn that.
Yeah, I know.
That takes a long
It's
time.
probably with a K, right? That's
Yeah.
your-
Respect.
Has it been a year yet?
No, not even a year.
Exactly.
No, you
Yeah.
want respect. You want respect.
You're
on
right.
your
Just a
damn
little
name.
bit of respect.
Oh,
That's
You're
all.
rest.
gosh.
You're rest right now.
Respect takes a very long time.
Word.
Okay. What's up with? I see here somebody wants to talk about Waffle House.
Yes.
Dee, you hungry? What's going on?
Really interesting. So Waffle House in Georgia reopened, and
course.
Bloomberg got kind of an account from one particular location in Georgia, which, I bet you Waffle House on a Saturday morning is probably slammed anywhere in the country, right? Like an IHOP, whatever.
Yep.
They said 3 people came into a suburban Atlanta outlet for takeout in the span of 1 hour yesterday morning. No one sat down. So we're talking about the great reopening, and Georgia, which has taken an aggressive stand. I have also heard accounts in Georgia where in nail salons and hair salons where there have been lines and waits, because I think to most people that is like the one thing. That's why I said, like, I think barbershops and nail salons, I get it. People are kind of need to self-care and they need to go do that stuff. I don't think it's going to be that quick on the restaurant side. We talked to Brian and John Atrid all day, and like one of the things they talk about is like, yes, okay, let's say restaurants do open and they say you can have 50% capacity. We know the math doesn't work for most restaurants at 50% capacity. There's no leniency on rent once you're open, so you don't get that break. And here's an example. Waffle House. This is accessible to everyone from a price point.
Yeah.
It's one of the more popular restaurants in America, and it was fucking empty.
I was talking to Anthony yesterday, and he obviously knows tons of folks in Atlanta, and he said people aren't showing up to
Yeah.
places,
Yeah.
even despite the reopening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I can't.
Which actually kind of surprises me, to be honest.
It does me too. Yeah.
Because if what we saw over the weekend
Yep.
in Newport, they opened the beach for a weekend and 40,000 people showed up.
Yeah.
I'd imagine, are we just dumber here? Like if we open up, like if you open up bars in Orange County, they would be slammed.
Yeah, but Florida did the same thing. Like the thing that doesn't make sense is there's a big difference between the people of Huntington Beach and
Yeah.
the people of, Clearwater, Florida.
What's the difference?
Well, there's a lot
I
of
have a
wealth
general view
inequality.
of beach people.
No, really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. There's a big, it's like the difference of like the Grove and Disney World in Orlando. It's like the difference of crowd. It's very, Florida. Okay, listen, I'm not going to dig myself a hole. All that I'm saying is 2 totally different coasts, two totally different types of people. Both ran to the beach the moment it was open.
Yeah.
I would assume that people would flock to Waffle House the same way in Georgia.
So I think what it is also is Waffle House is like, you can still get the food, right? The experience of dining in a Waffle House is not, I mean, I love there's like an Instagram page of Waffle House fights. I love the page, but like no one's dying to go get a midday fight at Waffle House. Whereas going to the beach and being in the sun and going in the ocean and hanging out with your friends, that experience will thrive in a market like this because people just need the belongingness and like.
Or is it just simple open air? People don't care and they're willing to go out.
That's true too. I think open air is a big.
Yeah, the sun. Yeah.
So
plus the sun cures it as well as drinking Lysol. So
I'm a big sun cure guy because I'm in the sun.
On my run this morning, I was just like having random thoughts, and I was like, "What if I was in need of help right now? Would I just be left for dead because everyone's so scared of each other?"
Yep.
No one's gonna come up and be like, "Hey, can I get you out of this bush?"
You know what? I actually have the opposite thought, like where I have to be the hero, and am I willing to be the hero?
And what made me think of that?
I was just gonna run right by.
What was your answer?
It really depends on who it was. Like if it was
an older person,
young, really young, or like a pregnant woman, I'd probably help. Someone my age, I'm gonna leave him. Sorry.
So everyone in this room is dying.
Yeah, I would not. Yeah. I mean, you with the haircut, I just assume you're a little off.
You look. I mean, I'd be like, this guy's a Navy SEAL. He'll be fine.
Yeah, or a meth head. Like one or the other.
So Tim got a new haircut. So his stash is still bigger than ever, but he got a new haircut that makes him look like a meth addicted jarhead.
Yeah. Like he came back from Afghanistan. Fuck America.
He came back, had some PTSD, and he's just working on podcasts now.
Yeah. And these idiots.
Has anybody ever asked him what he did before? Working for us?
He defused bombs.
No, maybe for the last what's he been doing the last 5 years? You know,
5 years.
Maybe he was that guy.
Oh yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't do any background checks here.
Yeah,
we say Pro Tools. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, come on in.
Just make sure the audio's cut as soon as we say stop recording. It starts when we say start recording.
Anyway, so Tim, everyone in the room is dying. Mm-hmm. You're looking out for young people and
I would say under 18, I'll save your life. Over 60.
That's cool.
And
that's
pregnant
fair.
women.
I got to be honest, that's fair. I mean, why sacrifice your life for another mid-30s guy?
A mid-30s. We don't need another mid-30s male.
Especially in West Hollywood.
Yeah, and most mid-30 males are pieces of shit.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, good point. Well, we'll see. I have never felt, I watched a little bit of the like updates on the news and stuff today. I've never felt so confused about where things are going. There's news, which we'll talk about vaccines sort of making progress. There's news about vaccines not coming for a long time. Some people are rushing to the beach. Some people are staying in. There's UFOs now. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. But there's.
I saw the video. Was that convincing to you?
So here's what happened. Those videos have been around for a while. They just were never co-signed by the Pentagon. So it was always just like, oh, is this even real? What is this? The Pentagon just officially said that is real. We don't know what it was. So I have no idea. It looks like a little jelly bean floating around. I don't know. Is it a UFO or is it some like test?
Asteroid or something.
Or like a test flight. You know what I mean? Like there's all these reports of like when they're coming up with the stealth bomber and all these different projects, like it looks like a UFO. I have no freaking idea, man. But you want to try to sprinkle a little aliens on top of all the shit we're dealing with?
Yeah.
This would be a good time for aliens to come and take over.
Really
Great time
easy.
for
What do you think they're trying to hide with this?
Yeah, real easy.
You think they're trying to hide something by releasing this information to distract us?
No.
I don't know.
I just like I don't know. It didn't work. If so, no one even gave a shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably why they're like, oh, we declassified it. We told you guys about the aliens.
That's probably
you guys
why.
don't even care.
It's probably the opposite. They probably just buried it in all the news that's going on.
They're like, okay, we told the American public about aliens. They
We did
just
our job.
Don't care.
I do remember Snowden in an interview this year said, there's nothing the government's hiding about aliens. I looked.
It's funny because apparently like the governor or whatever of Nevada said, this is cool, but this only scratches the surface of the available research and documentation on UFOs.
Interesting. I don't know where I stand.
But I
on that.
did read that. I did listen to Snowden say he looked.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how about vaccines? Like we're curing monkeys now. Are we close? Does anyone know any updates?
I don't know. Anand's a big vaccine guy.
Anand, what do you got for us?
I am pro-vaccine. That is true.
You're a pro-vaxxer?
Pro-vaccinator.
Bill Gates Mafia?
Yeah. Whatever Bill's selling, I'm buying.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Well, Mark of the Beast is what they're calling it.
So there is an Oxford group that's kind of in the lead right now of people thinking that they're close to a vaccine or having some positive trials. But I thought what was more interesting was the Wall Street Journal yesterday profiled a young entrepreneur who's in his mid-30s that's basically assembled a group of billionaires around the world that are all working on issues towards how do we solve COVID. And they've gotten to the highest levels of government to break tape. So they basically are on this call, and it's like the Vista Equity guys to like Michael Milken to a lot of people who are unknown, and they've come together and they made it clear, like, we're all going to work on this to get a vaccine. And there's a quote: if you own shares in any of these pharmaceutical companies, if you want to stay in this secret, like, kind of group that's solving the problem, you have to sell all your shares because no one's profiting off this. This is to solve this problem. And one jackass said he wouldn't dissolve his shares.
Who
and
was
kicked
it?
him out of the group. They didn't say.
Yeah.
Where was that story?
Wall Street Journal.
Yeah.
Wow.
And-
I wish that was more out front. I mean, I'm sure people would just rip them to shreds and say that they were the Illuminati.
Yeah.
But I just wish like things like that were talked about more.
And it's interesting. So Thomas Hicks, who's a Republican out of Texas, who has ties to every powerful Republican, including Trump, got on the call and said, "I'm not a scientist. Explain it so I can understand, and tell me where the red tape is so I can go solve it for you." So this is the first positive, like, collaborative thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Like, in our country in a long time.
Yeah.
You have Republicans, Democrats, scientists, and business people and data people all coming together, like, throwing ideas against the wall, because that's the only way we're going to solve this.
Yeah. I wish they would like put out a podcast or something. Like with the perception that the rich people are so evil.
Yeah.
And that they don't care and they're stockpiling money.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I feel like that's good to see.
Yeah, they needed to get to the head of the FDA because something needed to change. I forget what the exact detail was. And someone on the call said, "Got it, done." And they went
Wow.
and solved it.
That's good. That's good. I mean, a Zoom call with 10 billionaires can pretty much get anything done.
Yeah, I think the good news is also the government is looking to remove red tape
Yes.
in a lot of instances. And my own experience with trying to source hand sanitizer, they gave a temporary authorization for people to manufacture and sell hand sanitizer under certain guidelines without any true FDA registration. So I think in general, the government is like, look, we know there's a lot of red tape normally. We will remove it all in the hopes that you guys can solve some problems for us.
Yeah. I will say from our side, even though like loans and that stuff is just a shit show, it does look like everyone's trying.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not running into a lot of like, besides the loans, that's
Yeah.
really hard. But the other stuff, like, I don't know, it seems
Well,
like people are trying to get out of the way.
I'll even take the loans. I think everyone will get money that deservedly needs it. I just think it's going to take time. Like,
Do the Los Angeles Lakers need it?
the Lakers definitely need it. I mean, they haven't really built a nice team around the king
Got
besides Anthony Davis.
Got it.
I mean, maybe an extra 50, 60 million gets them a shooting guard that could potentially take them to the NBA
Yeah, like,
finals.
how do we?
Got
How do the Lakers?
They got Rajon Rondo running up the ball.
Get Giannis. Get the Greek freak.
Yeah.
Give
Imagine if
us
they did that.
$100 million.
Imagine if they got PPP and spent it on Giannis.
Honestly, Elliot would be happy with that.
Yeah.
If we gave them $100 million, we've effectively. I don't think sports fans appreciate how much of your taxpayer money has gone to building up billions of dollars for stadiums and teams. And this is why one of the reasons I have zero loyalty for a sports team. One, no sports team has ever done anything for me. Sure, they brought me some joy, but like, it's a business, and like I don't have any loyalty to a business. So why the fuck would I care about
So
the way
this
they
sucked
operate?
for me a little more because the Lakers are my favorite team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so disappointing because if all the teams applied and they all tried to do this hustle, then I could be like, okay, everyone did it. They were the only team.
Yeah.
So can I ask you a question? This means that they're filling out paperwork, they're applying. Are they only saying they're giving the money back because they're getting caught?
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
Wow.
And what's even more frustrating is
It was 5.4 million.
I think 4.6, something
Yeah,
like that. Around that. So they obviously want to pay their back office people and stuff. This isn't going to the players. This is going to the organization.
What if it all went to the king just to make sure he's happy?
Here's $5 million, get more Pelotons.
Oh my God.
No, but the minority owner of the Lakers is worth $7 billion.
Yeah.
So even if the Buss family's like, hey, we're strapped, we have no revenue. The Buss family, their entire revenue is the Lakers. So obviously they have the money. So it's not excusable. But
Yeah.
Go to, what's his name? Patrick.
he's the one, Patrick Schoen, the pharmaceutical guy.
He's so rich.
So rich. He's worth $7 billion.
Yeah.
I just like
Ask him for a loan.
Yeah, get the $4 million from him.
You're
But
really
they're
sitting
the
there
only
filling out
team that
paperwork.
that was really bad.
Are
Guess
they
who
the only
didn't?
ones who got caught?
No, they're the only ones that applied.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
That's what this been reported.
Let me tell you who didn't apply. The Clippers.
Yeah,
You know what he
doing-
did? He bought a stadium for $500
Do you know
million.
who should have applied and
Yeah.
I would have no problems? Is the Rockets owner.
Fertitta, yeah.
Yeah, his
he needs
entire-
the money.
Yeah, he should have. Yeah.
His entire empire is crumbling.
What's his book? Shut up and be quiet or whatever?
Yeah.
Shut up in PPP.
Yeah, exactly. Jeez. Okay.
I did tell, Anthony was very disappointed in me calling LeBron a loser on, last week. So he said I should apologize.
Yeah, he made that clear to me.
Wow.
I actually do. I do feel bad calling LeBron a loser because I do look up to him. But
It's good to
fuck
know.
him for having a Peloton.
That's fair.
Is that like an apology?
He's a
with the
winner, but that's like a
backhand?
P, my B.
Yeah.
That might as well have been a my B.
I apologize for calling LeBron a loser, but I am not accepting of the fact that he's riding a Peloton
So what
bike
you're saying
and
is-
visibly promoting it. Like, what are you?
Yeah.
Are you an investor, stockholder?
What you're
Why are you
saying
promoting
is
it?
you called LeBron a loser, my B.
Yeah.
My
Might
bad.
be.
Yeah.
My B.
Go with the Pete route.
Yeah,
I
might be.
never dissed LeBron James. My name's Anand Murthy on the record.
Yeah, my name is
We got that one on recorded too.
I'm Christopher Pfaff, born and raised in Akron, Ohio. Took my talents to Los Angeles as well. Yeah, well, it's good to know Anthony's listening.
Yeah.
He told me he's listened to every pod in 2020.
Wow. Well, congrats, Anthony. Also, we congratulate you on Quibi. Congrats on Lena Baraz. Great
Yeah.
album. Great for quarantine.
Yeah, it was a great album.
Play that in the house.
Yeah.
Alina
Okay.
And he
Baraz.
listened to us on 2X, he said.
That's cool.
He has a lot of time.
Yeah.
What do you it's 2X? Relax. Slow down.
Is he losing his mind? I mean, Anthony's one of those people whose job is to travel all around the world constantly. Is
Yeah.
being stuck at home tough for people like that? Or
So
do
I
we know?
think he's handled it like 100x better than I thought he would.
Got it.
It's the same. I didn't think John Trizian would be able to handle it. I thought he would just lose his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He
was
seemed-
worried about those people.
They seem fine. I think they're tired.
Yeah, maybe
It's a
it's
good
exhausted.
break. It didn't work for you though. I feel like you've had anxiety from not being around people. And,
I'm settled in.
okay.
Yeah. Now I definitely don't want to see anybody.
Okay. Good. It's funny how you adjust. Like, I really feel adjusted
Yeah.
to quarantine life.
Yeah.
Like
It's
on
a
the
new-
weekend, going for a run or something feels like a full weekend.
Yeah.
I forget where I saw this, but I think it was overheard at LA, and someone said, I'm having anxiety about everything opening up again. And having to go do things again.
That's an LA thing to say.
That's
for sure.
definitely.
Yeah, totally.
Like, God forbid you have to go to a restaurant.
Well, guess what else is opening up again, guys? Shopping malls. Simon Properties, big shopping mall owner, is reopening 49 properties. So get out there, get yourself to a Macy's and Hot Topic before things shut down again. Wetzel's
Yep.
Pretzels, maybe. We're back open for business.
So 49 locations. It's on their website, on Simon Property Group website. It's locations in South Carolina, Atlanta. Friday, they start opening. Business hours during the week will be 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday will be noon to 6 p.m. Sunday's closed to do a deep cleanse. If you want, they'll give you a CDC-approved mask and hand sanitizer. They're saying 50 square feet per person, and they're going to enforce that using some traffic measuring technology. They're encouraging using Apple Pay. I mean, do you really want to go to a mall with
saw-
like these rules?
Did you guys see the?
Nope.
There was a video of a mall opening. I don't know where it was in the country, and there's a lot of people. Everyone had masks, and then they cut to the African pallbearers holding the casket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they just showed that.
It's so good. That's one of the best memes right now.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that like great reopen. Let's see what happens. I mean, you have to start the process. It just goes back to the notion that everything is going to be very, very slow. Like
a mall opening this weekend. If any of our listeners go to one, curious to see the traffic, curious to see who's busy. I mean, restaurants won't be open, so they'll be able to do takeout. I mean, dine-in restaurants. I'd love to see what the capacity is in an Atlanta mall, like Lenox Square, which is an insanely busy mall.
Yeah.
I mean, is it going to be packed with people going to like Coach and buying bags? No.
Can't be.
The only thing that would make quarantine I could get a little more adjusted to, just give me 4 restaurants I'm allowed to go to.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to pick 4.
Yes.
That's how it should be.
But
And that's all I get to pick
to
for
my
2020.
Yeah,
I'm allowed
I agree.
only those 4 restaurants.
I only go to 4. So I only go 3.
I just want to argue though. I think that's what Waffle House is to people in that.
And they're choosing not to go.
Yeah. So I think even if it was open, you might just have it to yourself.
I mean, like Saturdays, we went to what? IHOP every morning when we were kids?
Yeah, IHOP.
IHOP. And then I think we did like round table pizza on Friday nights. Or
I mean,
pizza.
that's Delilah for people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the fact that no one shows up.
Yeah.
And then you look at the reopening of these malls. I'm really curious if we can get like on the ground someone working at a store telling us what it looks like.
I just don't believe, like, the Waffle House, okay, that's one data point, but if you were to open Delilah this Saturday,
Slammed.
it's slammed.
But
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think people are scared.
You know, okay, what do you need? 150 people to pack Delilah? 200 people?
Yeah.
I don't think you would get it. Okay, so if you needed 150 people to make it look packed, I think you'd get 30.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I do.
I know 30.
I do. That's what I think.
I mean, I'd probably go.
Yeah, but if you walked in and it was packed, would you stay?
Let's go.
Be honest.
I'd have a mask. I honestly have my mask on the whole time. Just sip my drink.
Under it?
Yeah.
Okay. They need a mask with a straw attachment.
I've been thinking about that the whole time.
Yeah, you should.
Just
maybe-
like a Velcro and go
Yeah, you should think about
enough room to get a sip and put food in there.
that. Or like a little, with an IV, how like you just connect it. Like if there was just a connector on the end and you just plug it in.
Like the same way with the helmet straws.
Something to think about. Okay, did you guys see that Howard Stern, the great Howard Stern, has officially announced, as well as Hillary Clinton, that he is all in on Joe Biden. He can't see how anyone would vote for Trump, especially with the way he handled Corona. He's all in.
Yeah, I mean, I think like
I gotta suspect he's got a big MAGA following, right?
he's got a big MAGA following.
Big time.
He's had Trump on. I mean, I remember listening as a kid, Donald Trump on Howard Stern. They're definitely acquaintances, I'm sure, in a past life. And it's similar to, I see on Twitter or social media or articles like, who cares what Joe Rogan or Howard Stern think? They reach more people than any news outlet. So it does fucking matter what they say because they are logically giving their rationale to their listener why they're endorsing a particular candidate for president. So I think it matters.
No, I agree that Stern and Rogan in particular have this unbelievable sway over their audience. But I feel like Trump and politics, people are just so settled in their opinions that they don't even want to hear it. They're like, don't talk to me about Trump.
Yep.
Like, talk to me about everything else. I'll listen. I'll pay
Yeah.
attention. And I think the Trump breed is just so unique in that they feel that they're under attack. They're under siege constantly because you turn on any news source, it's telling you why you're an idiot for voting for him.
Yep.
And they've just turned the blinders on. They're like, we don't want to hear it.
Totally. And what I'm so curious of, right, is because I know that, like, for instance, Anand, you always say 50% of the country voted for Trump. So obviously, I know that you're just saying that. That's not totally true because 100% of the country
Sure.
doesn't
Yeah,
vote.
yeah.
But the point is, I think his base has definitely gotten smaller over the last 4 years, but that small group is extremely passionate. And I'm just curious what that does at the polls when you have a small but extremely passionate group versus like sleepy fan base.
Yes. So what you're basically saying is Trump's fan base is so strong, they're showing up.
Yep.
Joe Biden,
Everyone.
every single Trump fan's showing up.
Yep.
Joe Biden's not inspiring anyone.
No.
So
He
how's
just
he
need-
going to get people out to vote?
He doesn't need to inspire anyone till a week before.
But don't they do debates?
I mean, I
How?
think it's in both best interests to not do debates.
100%. But I'm just saying, if it comes down to that, he is smoked.
Joe Biden historically has been a very, very good debater because he won't sit and get punked. He'll interrupt him, and that may throw Trump
But
off.
it's just, is the dementia real? and if it's real, you're gonna get smoked. Because then he'll start mocking you when your dementia shows.
I mean, why wouldn't you put frickin' Andrew Cuomo or anyone in there? It seems so, like, I think the Hillary Clinton fumble really, like, annoyed me. This is 5 times worse.
But I still think he probably is gonna win. Joe Biden can probably win.
You think so?
I think he can win. I mean, it's such a small margin, right? We're talking 75,000 people over 3 states decided the election last time.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the same this time.
Look, there's
it's Wisconsin, Pete. It's Michigan.
Trump.
It's Pennsylvania, Ohio.
Yeah.
Florida's Trump. Doesn't matter. It's gone.
Yeah.
And California's, yeah. Yeah. Did you guys also hear that Chris Cuomo, like, faked his...
That was fake?
So here's the thing. This is the
Or
facts.
he just got sick.
No, here's the facts. He was in the basement. Oh my God, 2 weeks. I'm so sick, blah, blah, blah. He, on Easter Sunday, was spotted 30 minutes away from his house looking at an undeveloped property with his wife and kids and got in an argument with a bicyclist about why he's out.
A motorcyclist.
A motorcyclist.
Yeah, I saw that.
So much so that the guy filed a police report or whatever. So it's proven he's out. He admitted it on a radio interview. Yeah. And then just a couple of days ago, he did like his official, leaving the basement.
Yeah,
I've been waiting for this for weeks. So I'm not saying he didn't have corona. I don't think that's provable, really. But if he did he was breaking quarantine off air, going and looking at properties he bought, and then coming back and being like, well, I have shivers. I haven't been able to leave the basement.
Right.
Yeah.
So he did the song and dance of how debilitating it was.
Yeah.
But then he was out and about.
That's crazy to me. And the governor was doing it with him. That seems to me like the same way Brian Williams or whatever got canned for, trumping up how involved he was in war reporting or whatever that was. Yeah. This guy should be out of here.
Yeah.
CNN fake news.
Oh my! You want to talk
about?
They
love fake news there.
You're fake news.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to know what's some real news that I think we all kind of guessed wrong on? Freaking Trolls World Tour.
Yeah.
Trolls World Tour did what, 100 million in rental sales. A little bit less than the previous Trolls, but revenue to Universal similar because you're obviously taking out the movie theater. I mean, this is pretty wild. We kind of roasted it.
Yeah, and I think the model shows now that opening weekend doesn't matter. It could take 6 weeks or however long this has been. It's been 4 weeks, I think. And people will slowly at their leisure watch the show or watch the movie. The interesting thing is so Trolls did 150 million. Trolls World Tour right now is at 100 million. It didn't reach the revenue. The difference is 50% of the revenue normally goes to the theaters. Now, because there is no theater, the revenue bottom line is going straight to the production company and the studio. So net, when it's all said and done, the studio is saying we're going to end up probably the same, if not a little better, because we've made all the other deals to sell off the rights to the movie and things like that. So I think here's the problem. If the studio figured it out, movie theaters are toast.
Yeah, at the very minimum, those take rates are going to get negotiated against. Universal kept 80% on this digital release, giving up 50%.
Why did they even have to give up 20%? How hard is it?
It's probably an old deal when no one cared.
I know, but like if you just put Trolls on your website and said, come to my website, I'm not paying fucking iTunes, I'm not paying anyone. Why are you giving up 20%? Who's negotiating this at Universal? They should be fired.
The thing about they were giving up 50 to the theaters. They're like 20, great deal.
I know, these people are idiots. It's just like, don't allow people. There are certain apps, certain sites, you have to go to their website to download. Yep. It's not available on iTunes because they don't want to pay for the fucking fee.
Doesn't Nipsey Hussle have a line about getting rid of the middleman?
Well, people at Universal clearly haven't read that.
Maybe they go listen to all Nipsey Hussle.
Is it Universal or DreamWorks? Who did this? Yeah, I mean, like, dude, why are you paying 20% to just... It's a credit card processing fee you're paying for. You have one of the most well-known franchises. Throw it up on trollsworldtour.com and have fucking people go there.
Yeah, spend money on marketing, how to find it.
Yes.
But I'm sure the statistics that Apple shows of how many people are on their platform.
Sure, of course, it's easier. But like,
but in a quarantine, people would have found it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the easy question.
So you get $20 million for someone to process your transaction?
But here's the argument I would have. Don't you think that you would have 20% less revenue by not being on iTunes?
I don't think so. I think over time it would have evened out. And the bigger thing is you get enormous leverage then to go to Apple, then go to whoever these people that they use to get the video out and say no.
I feel like now that's going to be renegotiated.
Yeah.
I feel like now, because look, if you just watch this and you're a movie studio and you have this huge movie in the can ready to go, you're going to be like, okay, I'll release it exclusively with you 10%.
Or Universal's dumb enough to give Tim Apple 25%.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be like, look at how much I drove you.
That also may happen.
Yeah.
40%.
Yeah, I mean, they're just idiots.
Who's the
I
better
just know.
negotiator?
I mean, I work with people at all these big companies. They're generally fucking stupid. They just aren't. They don't understand that you have the IP. We want to. If kids want to see Trolls, they will kill their fucking neighbor to see Trolls.
That's true.
Or their parents for that.
They'll kill their parents. I mean, you have to get to see this.
And kids are tech savvy. They'll find it.
They'll find it. I couldn't figure out how to get to Fortnite, but 13 million kids
No, I think it
figured
was
out.
like 25.
25 million and 4 concerts figured out to get Fortnite. That is way harder than finding trollsworldtour.com and watching a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a guy who couldn't find The Last Dance, I would rather just have it on my home screen.
I hate to break it to you. I watched Last Dance on ESPN Plus last night.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
I swear to God,
It
it's
is.
really
It's on
easy.
there. It just goes a day later.
Yeah, I didn't watch it on Sunday night. Last night, I was like, it's not on demand.
Great.
I had to do some.
You're definitely not a trollsworldtour.com guy.
No, man, I'm an iTunes. Take the 20%. I need it.
What I would do is if you want to do iTunes, it costs more. It's $22.99 per iTunes, $19.99
There,
if you
now
go
we're
direct.
talking.
Yeah, that's
Do that.
good.
That's fine. If you want to pay for the convenience
Yeah.
and you don't give a shit, go for that.
Especially in
we're
a time of quarantine, this would be the time to do
Yeah,
it.
this is
Because
the best time to
are
test
waiting.
your own website. I mean,
I
come
mean,
on.
if you're saying that movie theaters are, at 30% capacity at best for the next year, let's just say.
Yeah.
The great reopening continues at this pace. And this is what's happening on digital, they're done.
Yeah.
Movie theaters are finished.
Yeah.
Jeez. You win again, D.
Thank you.
You know?
I wanted them
I
out.
would
ahead of the
love
curve.
movie theaters at 30% capacity.
It's
Yeah,
a
they just
dream
won't
come true
last.
for
I
me.
don't,
It just
I don't
won't
like to
last.
go to movies with 100%
I got rid of movie
capacity.
theaters. Once I get rid of those bikes, I'm good. I'm a happy camper. It's utopian society for me.
Yeah. Okay. Pete, do we have any ads?
Yes, we do.
All right.
Life by Spot. They're back. And so am I.
Oh, no.
Guys,
Really?
Oh, God.
lifebyspot.com. I'm insured.
You
I went and did it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You should get insurance for your job next.
Guys, let me go check if Life by Spot has that.
What is it?
It's health insurance.
Oh, so
Yes.
you just now got health
Yes.
insurance, just to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
For $25 a month, $20,000 in coverage.
Wow.
Wow.
Good deal.
And that was after our friend Daniel, I don't remember his last name, who crashed this weekend and then got it.
Daniel Vogel, yeah.
Vogel, right? So he got bumped on his bike, instantly went and got it. So
Yeah, I'm surprised you were running around without health insurance the way you live. You know?
after the scooter thing, I should have had it a lot sooner.
Because you're 1099 with us, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were in a risky spot, man. Thanks for freaking.
Life by Spot. saving
Yeah.
your life.
Yeah, thank God I got Life by Spot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer for you.
Yeah.
You're the demo.
Well, that's a good. I'm happy to be have them as an advertiser then.
So what's really exciting, if you want to go over to lifebyspot.com, go ahead and sign up. Use promo code GROUPCHAT. They're donating 10 masks every time they get that promo code redeemed.
Wow.
I signed up and I posted that I signed up, and everyone's like, "So what are you gonna do now?" I'm like, "Just live my life, bro. Like I'm
I
not
might
trying
go,
to jump out of the plane."
Tumbled and cartwheeled on a run the other
Yeah,
day,
that's
so-
right.
You're like, fuck that. My life flashed before my eyes.
Yeah, I don't.
Now that I got this, maybe if they stick around long enough, they'll send me skydiving.
That's an interesting thing.
That's a
Not
good-
me. Maybe Life
Yeah.
by Spot will.
Yeah. I'm saying, not you.
The other idea I had was like, when I'm thinking about potentially being a hero while I'm running, I just throw him a card and say, "Hey, sign up for Life by Spot. Don't worry about me."
Oh, just keep running. Yeah.
There you go. Use code group chat. Good luck
Use
with
code
all
group
this.
Yeah, and you'll get 10
Accident
masks.
you just
or
got
whatever.
into.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So that's really exciting. Thank you for supporting Group Chat. Again, lifebyspot.com.
Okay. All right. We're back into it. Big problem in the age of Corona is that elderly folks who are high risk for this terrible disease can't do things like go to the pharmacy and pick up their prescription. I can only imagine how scary that must be, and the overall fear of just running out of your prescription. I can't imagine. Luckily, in some new age technology, CVS and UPS are teaming up to deliver prescriptions via drone.
I think this is very important. If we've noticed one thing in the data on coronavirus, nursing homes were actually the biggest kind of.
They're the biggest segment of debts.
Yeah.
As by percentage, by like a lot.
By a lot. I think 50% of debts in, I forgot what state or maybe nationally, are from nursing homes. So I think the nursing home industry is about to get severely disrupted.
Yeah.
And I think the opportunity to really figure out how to keep our seniors safer is going to be really important. So delivering product to a nursing home facility, sure, the medication, it's great that it comes via a drone. Let's say they could figure out. But think about all the other things, that the amount of people that walk through that could potentially be like, how are nurses acting? I'm sure they're just getting packages and mail, and that's not all being delivered by drone. So unless you're solving all the problems, sure, I mean, you have to drone everything.
Yeah, so this is another situation where red tape just needs to be eliminated. Everyone who talked about drones over the last 5 to 7 years have all said all the advancements are going to come internationally because there's too much red tape here. Like, you're going to be able to use drones effectively in Africa and Asia before you're going to be able to use them in Western countries like in Europe and the US.
Yeah.
And it's clearly a more efficient way to do things. Cut the red tape, do it safely. We're already in this socially distanced era now. Like, I don't know when we get back to normal, even post-vaccine, people are traumatized. You want contactless deliveries, contactless experiences? Figure out how drones integrate our society.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough. I agree. I just think just think of a world where drones are just flying around.
Isn't it weird that we are, correct me if I'm wrong in this judgment, if China has us beat, but we're like the most technologically savvy country and also the most red taped?
So I would argue we were, and China has passed us in the last few years.
Got it.
But sure, neck and neck, but China's probably more advanced. But yeah, there's no red tape in China. Whatever Brother Xi wants, he gets.
Get it.
There's a
And
lot
he'll
of
take a
red. It
piece
just
of that
means
company.
communism.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn it. Yeah, there's red tape everywhere. And if you talk shit about them, they'll tape you up with some red
Yeah,
tape.
exactly.
Okay, well, I don't know. The drone thing's been talked about for a while. I'd love to see it. This seems like the perfect use case, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
who knows? Okay, next up is Shopify. One of my favorite companies is launching a new product. They're launching an app called Shop. This is a mobile app, and it looks like it is almost like a digital shopping mall. Amazon sort of competitor, where they put recommended products and more about the companies and all this different stuff on a feed on an app. So you go on there, you shop around, it recommends you what you might like, it tells you a little bit about each brand.
Yep.
Seems like an obvious next step, right?
Yeah, I think I said this 2 years ago. If I was a true public market investor, Shopify to me is the most revolutionary company out there that actually can give Amazon a run for their money. And this was a long time coming. Them now having a central place to kind of push their sellers. They also added the shop button that you can add as a quicker way to check out. So they're getting into that part of the business as well. We know that they've launched fulfillment centers all over the country already. They have this huge ecosystem of apps that are billion-dollar companies that have been built off their platform of services. This is just another step in the direction of, I don't think there's any true competition for Amazon unless Shopify figures it out. Because they're the only one that has millions of sellers as easily at their fingertip as Amazon has. And actually, Shopify probably has better brands.
So I would say it's going to serve just a different purpose. So if you think about retail, how we traditionally know it, Amazon is Walmart, big box department stores.
Yeah.
Get your mass products there, and Shopify is your specialty retail.
Yeah.
So they can coexist.
I agree. I think where Shopify will win is, so Yeezy is on Shopify. Okay? Fashion Nova is on Shopify. Where these big players, they're never going to go on Amazon.
Right.
So this is where it is
That's the
segmenting
opportunity.
it. And I think there's such you know, at the end of the day, Amazon still lacks a lot of the greatest brands. I mean, Nike walked away, right? So it's like,
And they may never. You can make a strong argument that Amazon may never get this segment of the market.
yeah, maybe they buy Shopify.
Yeah, which probably does get banned regulatory.
Yeah, I would ban that.
I think we're in an era where Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Google are not going to be able to acquire big companies like they were 5 years ago. I just don't even think that's possible in this.
I mean, Google just made a quiet acquisition the other day. Facebook made another one. They're making these smaller ones.
They're making smaller ones that consumers don't understand.
know.
Can I ask you a question? Do you
Yeah.
think that the perception of all these big companies being, especially Facebook, being sort of bad, will also stop the owners of these smaller companies from wanting to sell to them? Or do you don't think they give a shit?
I don't think they give a shit because money's money.
Yeah.
So if you give an entrepreneur life-changing money, they're going to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you hear like the story from Kevin Systrom and all that stuff, you don't care?
No, would you care if Amazon wanted to give you a lot of money for your
Nope.
business?
Not at all. But I'm also not sitting on a world-changing idea.
Yeah.
I'm selling t-shirts.
So
I think Shopify is soon going to face regulatory issues themselves. So I don't think like the centralized shopping thing is interesting. We added Shop Pay. I had them add it to a couple of sites today because I
Yeah.
wanted to see it. It's fucking unbelievable. It is a PayPal killer. It is, you know, like most of the specialty retail uses Shopify. Like I just did the checkout on the Alice Gray website, like buy with shop. I pressed the button, had my credit card from previous Shopify sites, fucking check out. That's it. It's done.
Wow.
and I also think this.
That's on the app. What's that on?
This is on the Shop Pay button
Uh-oh.
that we added on Alice Gray just today, just
Yep.
to see what it would look like. And I'm like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it also gives it's an incredible opportunity for entrepreneurs because all the big companies, they don't attract the best talent anymore that are going to create the next best products. They have talent that can manage what already exists. So any flaws you see in these big companies and inefficiencies, you're going to be able to go build companies around it, and they're not going to be able to buy your next competitor to try to build it. And it's a pretty big opportunity, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to see how that one plays out.
Yep.
How about this? Saudi Arabia has purchased a $500 million stake in Live Nation, caused the stock to jump. I'm going to go ahead and ask the dumb question here. Why right now? Seems like Live Nation would be...
So I have two theories on it. My normal cynical theory is Trump made a call. You know, Saudis also bought the cruises.
Yeah.
There's no way
That's
they
the
think
call.
that's the call,
I
right?
don't
like
think Trump cares about Michael Rapino like he cares about the cruising.
Yeah. So my other opinion is there is no world where live events and experiences go away. They're just delayed. So if you really believe in the thesis of Live Nation, where like they own music venues, they own obviously they kind of own the supply chain of concerts globally, like you're buying it at a severe discount to what they were, and longer term it's probably a very safe bet. And there's been clear interest for Saudis to bring that to the Middle East, bring that energy, because there's something about an experience that you just can't replicate digitally. And I don't think once there's a vaccine, everyone's going to go everywhere again, instantly. And so I think it's a good play. I mean, they're not looking for 10,000% returns. If they double their money in 5 years, they're home run.
Yeah, I think they're buying culture because that's a big part of what MBS wants. And I also think it's funny, 6 months ago, Saudi money was literally
Tainted.
blackballed.
Tainted.
Yeah, you just got to wait
all
that
over
out.
Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
No one was allowed to take their
Yeah.
money. Now the cruises.
Yeah,
Live
now
Nation,
Taylor Swift
Live
has
Nation
to-
is a liberal company. Let's
Yeah.
be clear. It's
Yeah.
based in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Yep.
This isn't like a MAGA company. I'm
Yeah.
just doing whatever Trump's saying.
Yeah.
And blindly taking Saudi money with no repercussion. I haven't seen one person criticize them.
Yeah, no one, because they forgot.
They forgot. No one cares. There's
Yeah.
fucking UFOs and no one cares.
Yeah.
Jeez, Chris Cuomo fake coronavirus. No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
So if I'm a Silicon Valley company,
Go get that
open
Saudi
the
money.
floodgates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is they're the idiot follower of a Silicon Valley company. There's some dumb TechCrunch reporter will be like, and that will like change their mind.
Yeah.
Whereas like music, no one's gonna be like, oh, you can't take Saudi money.
Yeah.
No one cares.
No, it's so funny.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what happens.
Arab money.
That was a good song. That just reminded me of like a really good time, you know? Okay. Can you guys explain to me what the F Magic Leap is and why Google invested billions of dollars into it? What is it? It's virtual reality?
Yeah, augmented reality.
So what do they make? What's the product? Can I buy it?
They did come out with a bullshit headset.
If you can explain
Yeah.
to me what Magic Leap is.
I will. I will explain it to you. It is the second biggest fraud in our history behind Theranos.
Wow.
That is what Magic Leap is.
Wow.
I remember when this company launched and all this hoopla, and everyone's like, oh, shut the fuck up. This is a scam. This is the all-time scam. Nobody knows what these guys do. Smart people piled over themselves to give them billions of dollars. They made one cool fucking video, and you give a company billions of dollars off one video. So maybe behind the scenes, they Theranos the situation. The thing is they're such a secretive company. There's no one to bring down. In the case of a Theranos, in case of these big companies, there's a figure so you can go after somebody and say, you did it. Who is Magic and who's Leap? No one knows who them. No one knows who these people are. They're in the middle of bumblefuck Florida.
Florida man got us again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida man. Florida's the most fraudulent part of it.
Yeah. And, they built some of these companies for so much money. So many smart investors are in this business. Now they're laying off people. And now everyone's like, oh, maybe this was a fraud. I mean, like, you've had like 10 years to put out something.
And they raised money from high-profile investors, $2.6 billion of money from Andreessen Horowitz, Kleiner Perkins, Google, not Google Ventures, Google itself. And the CEO of Google, Sundar, sits on the board.
So here's the thing.
What was going on in those board meetings?
No, I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. We know these companies don't actually do real diligence. What happens is some scientist, PhD dork, comes and shows a video, tells you this is the future, and you're excited about it because we've sat in those VCs' offices. They want you to tell them that the world is going to change.
Of course.
If you are confident enough to say some nonsense like that, then some idiot will give you money.
So everyone's an idiot.
Yes. I mean, look, SoftBank gave some company money just recently, and they're like backing a Nazi.
Yeah, they are. They uncovered the CEO was a neo-Nazi that was involved in like a synagogue shooting 20 years ago.
Really?
They're not doing diligence on anything. They're just, if you could.
You're not Googling his name?
No. I'm telling you, they do no diligence. That's why when people are like worried about fraud that's happening on the PPP, why don't you worry about all the PE money, which is public taxpayer money used in most cases to invest in companies where they're just handing out checks and they're not doing any real homework on any of these companies. Like, they're not, this guy killing Jews and they gave him money.
Yeah, that's true. I have no argument there.
Yeah, there's just no diligence. You're right.
There's no diligence. There's nothing. You just have to go say, like, we sat in those meetings. We were brutally honest about our business and what our opportunity is.
That's where you fucked up.
And no one gave us money.
Yep.
If I just said, no one's going to wear clothes in the future. We're going to be floating around and particles are just going to cover us. And
You should have taken
bullshit.
acid before the meeting.
Yes.
If you microdosed acid, walked in and tried the same sales
Yeah.
pitch, you would have got the money.
Investors are arguably the dumbest people on earth.
Okay.
So the show Silicon Valley, if anyone's seen it, it's exactly how it goes down.
Yeah.
The way
Yeah.
he was going around raising money when he was honest, he couldn't get anything. When he started making up stuff and insulting the investors, they got FOMO.
Yeah, it's kind of how life works, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, investor FOMO is the worst because there's so many companies. What's the dumb real estate one where they buy houses?
Open door.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's going to go to zero.
They laid off 30% of their employees.
Look, they should lay off 100.
Someone's got to buy the houses. Sight unseen.
Oh, man. Okay, and then what's going on with, speaking of Google, with Alphabet stock? Looks like stock's on fire.
Soaring.
I mean, why not, right?
We missed revenue. We missed
Whatever.
earnings. We'll just keep going up. Doesn't matter. It's not as bad as we thought.
So that I read that right. They missed revenue.
We missed everything
Why then?
because it doesn't matter.
Oh. Got it.
It literally doesn't matter. There's a great video
And
that
warns that ad sales are slowing.
they're literally warning that everything about their business is not good.
It honestly doesn't matter. I mean, look at the stock market. Everything's still up. We're
Yeah.
close to highs.
Yeah.
And everyone's shut. Dave Portnoy.
He has the best
He had a
video.
great video yesterday. He's like, there's no money. There's no money. New York is shut. LA is shut.
How is this going up?
How is this going up? No one has any money.
That's like literally, it takes you 1 month of investing to learn that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I actually think it's great that everyone is investing now because now you understand the fraud that we're all getting put through.
Yeah, I mean, but the average investor only knows how to buy and go long, so they're doing fine.
Yeah, that's
Right?
fine. But at least it's comical to even our parents. I'm sure they had to be laughing at the fact that, oh my God, everything's shut, but our portfolio's back up.
Yeah, I mean, I had a long argument with the people that manage my parents' money when all this was happening, and I was dead wrong. I said, you guys are wrong. The market's going to go down. Like,
What was their argument?
they didn't really have a strong one.
Like just hold and wait, play the long game?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then my parents called me a week later. He's like, good thing we didn't listen to you.
But who would have thought? I mean, it makes no sense. Okay.
Yep.
You guys ready to talk about what we've seen on social media?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's our Wednesday. I just had to make sure it was Wednesday. Here's our Wednesday wrap-up segment where we talk about one thing we saw on any social media platform that was interesting. Dee, what do you got?
Mine is, I'm really into this Kristen Cavallari, Jay Cutler divorce.
Wow.
Lot of juicy information coming out.
What do you got?
So there was a discrepancy. I think she's saying they separated April 7th, and then he filed divorce papers this week or this last week, kind of jumped the gun on her. So that alone, there seems to be a disconnect. Now people are digging in. Apparently there was some cheating rumors with her best friend, Kelly something or the other.
Wow.
And that he may have boned her. So those are all rumors still, but like it's getting spicy.
Where are you hearing this?
You know, Us Weekly,
Oh, okay.
you know, whatever.
I didn't know he had like inside sources saying,
No.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't. But I do have a very funny picture. I'm pretty sure Cavallari was at our Brian and I's old house years ago after partying. I have a funny picture with her. It's really funny.
Maybe post it and say sorry for your loss.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Still got your back. If you want to hit up freaking, what was that called? That street? Wonderland? No.
Highland Trail.
Highland Trail.
Highland Trail had some wild nights.
You've always got family here.
Yeah.
That could
But
be some
it's-
good content.
It's good content. But yeah, I think that story's gonna be good. I think that's the
Do we get a
celeb-
tell-all? Do you think we get like a game?
Well, she has a reality show, so it's all gonna go on there.
Oh,
got it.
okay.
So
So
celebrity gossip.
She'll make money on
What's
this.
her reality show on?
E.
Oh. Is it a show
I'm
about her
pretty-
life?
I think it's E. Yeah.
That's cool.
Don't look at me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like her and her dude.
Oh.
I mean, this is gold content.
Yeah, I mean.
A divorce?
Season finale.
Yeah.
Kris Jenner.
Yeah.
Not only does Jay suck at football, but apparently marriage.
Damn. Shots fired. Okay, Anand, what do you got?
So our Vice President Pence,
Yep.
took a visit to the Mayo Clinic, which is a prestigious hospital, doing a tour. It is policy you cannot enter the hospital without a mask. He is talking to a patient with no mask on.
And he's the head of the coronavirus.
Yes. And
He's the czar.
it's fully documented. It's all over everywhere. He's the only one in a photo of or video of 15 people, it looks like.
He probably thought it was
Without a
a
mask.
mayonnaise production plant.
No, you know what? Yeah, probably that. But I think what it really is about is that Donald Trump and his team have said, we are not going to be publicly seen wearing
Yes,
masks because
that
it's
is it.
fear.
They don't want to instill fear, but they may kill him
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah.
I mean, there might.
Pence is older.
I mean,
he's
look
in
at
the
Donald. The
demo.
Donald is
I think
untouchable.
Donald's untouchable. I think Pence is very
Very touchable.
Donald looks like coronavirus could end him.
Yeah, but he's just unstoppable.
Yeah. Okay. Mine is a podcast that I listen to with Joe Rogan, with Tom O'Neill,
Okay.
who wrote a book that I also just read called Chaos, all about, but they did a podcast about it, so a much easier way to digest it because it's a really big book, all about Charles Manson and the Manson murders and how
Wow.
it was, Charles Manson's connections to CIA operatives that were testing, I mean, knowingly, this is public information, that were doing tests of the impact of LSD on people. And they had these really close relationships that were really weird, even down to the point where one of the guys babysat Charles Manson's kid for like a month or two. And just essentially, it doesn't really get to a conclusion, but essentially pointing out all the ways that the official narrative is very different than what was told, and that they believe that the CIA was testing the effects of LSD on mind control on Manson and the Manson family. And then for whatever reason, they either snapped and these murders happened. There's this theory that maybe it was because they wanted to end the anti-war hippie movement. So it was a really easy way to make hippies look dark and evil.
Wow.
No one wanted to be a hippie anymore. Really insane shit.
That is insane.
And the podcast is really good. And
It's on
And
Joe
do you
Rogan's.
believe it?
yeah, I 100% believe that like what this guy wrote is true. There's no conclusion. So there's nothing, it kind of leaves you like drawing your own theory.
Yeah.
But it's pretty like documented and proven that Charles Manson was really close to these people. I mean, all the way down to there was this guy whose whole family said, I think his name was Reeve Whitson or something, said that he was in the CIA. He could never tell him what he did. He was in the CIA. He was a mystery to everyone, including his own daughter. And he called somebody the night of the Manson murders, after the murders, before the cops got there, saying that he was there. He was at the house. And when he was dying, when he was old, he said his one regret was he was there and he could have stopped the murders, but he didn't.
Wow.
And like, it's just weird shit.
Yeah.
Because apparently that house on Cielo was like the liberal, like party, drug, celebrity house.
Where Cielo? What was it again?
Cielo's Benedict Canyon.
Yeah.
And supposedly that was like the hub of like that young celebrity circle. And there was a lot of weird shit going on there.
Yeah.
And whatever, I don't know. But Charles Manson's ties to the Beach Boys drummer, and like, it is weird shit. But it's in a day, we always talk about this, like the day and age where you could get away with so much.
Literally get away with murder.
Literally.
I mean, people are getting away with everything in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
Can't
Back
even
then?
imagine what was going on back then.
I would have loved to be an entrepreneur in the 60s.
No, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, make up your numbers, get rich, billions.
I mean, depending on who you are, you do that now.
Yeah.
You know?
People are doing it in front of us.
Magic
Magically.
Leap.
Yeah.
We work.
Yeah.
The lesson of today's podcast is two things. Everyone's an idiot, and get out there and start lying.
Yeah. There's no reason to tell the truth.
No. Okay. That sounds like a good episode title. Guys, everyone have a great, well, really today and tomorrow. We'll talk to you again on Friday. Bye-bye.